All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Retail Happenings with Tim. So today I have a very special guest. I have Mr. Kelvin Koay from National Pharmacy. Kelvin, happy to have you on board with us today.
Thank you very much for your invitation, Tim. I'm glad to share whatever I know.
It's a great opportunity because the reason I think I wanted to talk to you today was really, I think your insights on how businesses can prepare for the MCO, for reopening after the MCO is very important for my viewers. And I think, you want to introduce a little bit about yourself and your company?
All right. So, good morning, everybody. My name is Kelvin from National Pharmacy. Last year, we won an award, SME 100. And for myself, I graduated as a pharmacist since 2010. Total of 9 years experience as a pharmacist and co-founded National Pharmacy in year 2016 until now. Later on, I'll share with you a little bit on why I can be the best person to tell you, to share with you how to manage COVID. All right, back to you, Tim.
All right, thank you very much. So, Kelvin, I think let's just get right down to it. So what should businesses or retail businesses be looking at if they're going to reopen their outlets post this MCO lifting? What do you think that the most important thing to look out for?
All right, frankly speaking, in my personal opinion, that humans will be living on with COVID until we get immunized. All right, what we are waiting for is just the the vaccine. All right.
How long is that? How far away is that at the moment? Realistically.
Generally, if let's say a crisis happen, all of the company will push the R&D up to 2-3 years, and to speed up the release of the vaccine approval by the FDA. Generally, they will speed things up. Otherwise, in general, we are for a normal R&D. It takes about 6 to 7 years.
Oh wow! Okay, great. Yeah. So please don't let me stop you.
Okay, so what we are seeing now is later on there will be a limit of human interaction. What I mean by that is people will change our shopping behavior. Right? I'm sure that you will agree to that, Tim.
Yep, definitely.
All right, because that COVID will be still lurking around and will get us anytime if let's say we are not aware of it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you do you have maybe you want to explain a little bit on just give us the run through of what COVID is and what COVID is about?
Okay, all right. Is it all right if I share my slides?
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
All right. So I've prepared slides for all of you to have a better visual aid. All right, here we go. And okay, so today's topic outline will be what is COVID, how it spread, and why the MCO, how I cope with it, and how it's being suggested by Ministry of Health on how we retailers to tackle the COVID.
Okay.
First case was identified back in China, December 2019. This is actually a very, very rapid spreading virus. For now, it has already affected worldwide. It only takes about coming to the 5th month.
Okay.
And it's already gone worldwide.
And sorry, before that, you were mentioning that this is not a new virus, but I think you were mentioning the other day there are many sorts of similar type of coronavirus, or there are different variants now or strains. I think can you elaborate a little bit more about that?
So in the whole wide world, there are about 1,000 over strains of coronavirus. All right, the one that are affecting human, there are only 7 strains. 4 strains are most commonly found in the market, I would say, that are affecting people, and 2 strains that are very deadly.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
Unfortunately, we only have to there is no medicine that we are able to treat at the moment. What happens in China, we may get a different strain in Malaysia, and the medicine may not work. That's why at the moment the best advice by the government is actually for us to stay at home until we really have the kind of cure or medicine. Then only can release people to the public. Otherwise, it's wait for the vaccine.
I see. Okay. Yeah, please. Please continue. That was very enlightening.
Alright, so these are the common symptoms, as you can see highlighted here: fever, dry cough, and fatigue. So these are the very common symptoms for cough and cold and flu. This is what makes COVID very, very hard to trace, because all of us with a light sneeze or light cough, we thought it is COVID. Hence, it's best for everyone to quarantine themselves if they have this kind of symptoms.
Okay.
All right.
Dry cough means what? There's no phlegm, or there's...
Yes. In the beginning, dry cough means there's sort of a tingling sensation, and there is a bit of sore throat that could, although the symptoms overlaps with the rest of the normal cough and flu, but please wear a mask. Just stay away from spreading other people.
Okay. Because the I think, if I'm not wrong, the virality of this is it's much higher than the normal cold and flu, right? This coronavirus COVID-19.
One thing of it is, frankly speaking, we don't know. If let's say we got a light fever with a dry cough, we are not sure whether is it the not common cold and flu, or is it the COVID. The common cold and flu won't kill us.
Okay.
But just in the very unfortunate event that it is COVID, it will spread to the people that are of higher risk. I'll show you in the later slides.
Sure. Great.
All right. Okay, so next, this is by WHO. How it spread? Respiratory droplets. It is not airborne because it was not being reported. All right. If let's say COVID is airborne, it could have traveled more than 2 meters. It could have traveled the entire shop. That is not, fortunately, is not that way. So next is close contact within 1 meter because of the respiratory droplets. When we cough, the cough droplets the tiny droplets are heavy, so it will not spread beyond 1 meter. That's why we have the social distancing of 1 meter. Okay, next, how it spread is very interesting. Indirect contact with surface. If let's say the person coughs and the cough droplet lands on the table, all right. Of course, we won't know there is a droplet there, so we pick out our stuff, or we touch our usual keyboards, or the usual doorknobs, and before you sanitize your hand, or before you get to sanitize your hand and you touch your face. That's how we got infected actually.
Okay. Is that how most of the infections are happening now, or?
Specifically for COVID and also cold and flu.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. This is the shop front. The most commonly affected area is the handle. These are the we call it the high touch point area. All right. Other high touch point area is like the counter. All right. And nowadays, the Bank Negara Malaysia has pushed us to use contactless, as well as the rest of the nation asks us to use contactless, because paper money, it could be one of the best mode of transmission, because you don't know how many times of exchange of hands that occurs.
Okay.
All right.
On a funny note, I remember reading somewhere earlier on that a Chinese lady said kind of put her money into the microwave and turned it on. The attempt was, I think, to try to kill the virus in China, and she ended up burning all her money.
Unfortunately, microwave has not shown to kill coronavirus in a way.
Oh, I see. Okay, so that was not only did she not kill the virus, she also killed all her money.
That's not the best way to kill the virus. At the moment, gold standard is still alcohol.
Alcohol. Oh shit! Should have done that. Well, okay, please, yeah. So sorry. Just a little sideline joke for our amusement.
Okay, so all counters are high touch point area,
Okay.
monies. Then next, probably we should be aware of light switches.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the Malay version. How it's spread, and what is most recommended is to wash our hands. This is the gold standard actually, instead of alcohol hand rub. But just in case that alcohol hand washing is not available, please use your alcohol.
Okay, so just to clarify from this point onwards,
Yeah.
Can I just use alcohol and not have my hands clean? Like for example, my hands are just like a little bit oily from doing something, and then I just put alcohol on it, or does my hands have to be clean first? Whether I use a wet wipe and clean it off, and then only apply the alcohol. So can I get your advice on that?
All right, I think that's a very great question to ask. First of all, you really have to, if let's say you touch soil, if your hand is soil, a bit of debris, alcohol does not able to cover all of it. So yes, you're right, Tim. It's recommended to use wet wipes to wipe it off before you put on your alcohol, or you are able to wash your hands. That is the best.
Okay, great. Great. At least we got that cleared up.
All right. Next, we move on to closing your mouth and nose when you cough, so that we don't want the droplet to spread. All right, and coronavirus apparently being deactivated at 56 degrees Celsius.
Oh, 56 degrees Celsius. Deactivated.
Deactivated.
So deactivated. What does it mean? That means they go dormant, or is it that the virus is? Sorry, we didn't catch that.
They got destroyed.
Oh, okay.
All right. So it's very important that we cook our meals fully cooked. This is very important point.
Okay.
All right. So it is very important to cook our meal perfectly.
Okay.
Yep. And please avoid at the moment. Please avoid handshaking.
Okay.
And otherwise, after the handshake, if you need to, then we sanitize our hand together.
I think going forward, people are going to stop shaking hands for the time being, at least for the foreseeable future.
Yep. So spreading love by shaking hand is no longer loving each other, isn't it?
That's true. Very much so. The new normal, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Why MCO? So this is the death rate gotten from world meters. Coronavirus love the males.
Don't they all?
In overall, death cases increase in both sexes, but they prefer male over female.
Sorry, what is the difference between death rate all cases and death rate confirmed cases?
Death rate for all cases is okay. This one has taken into account of the rest of the death case of, for example, this one. All the diseases, they all combine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what this one means, right? Over here, death rate confirmed cases for male. We see the higher in male is because of it's more prevalent for male to smoke.
Okay.
Meaning males smoke a bit more. Hence, their lungs are unable to cope when there is because the virus attacks the lung.
Okay.
And when smoking already damages the lungs, and when you got the virus, number one, it infects much easier, and second, we are unable to cope with the virus. Okay.
Understand.
All right. So if let's say you have other diseases, it increases the risk of death rate as well.
So this is the one that everyone, when you hear the news media, they're talking about patients who have a pre-existing condition.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Okay. Great.
So this one is without the virus. All right, dying from COVID, dying from without COVID is already 10%. But once you have COVID, it increased another almost 3%.
Wow.
That's actually a huge increase.
That's high. Okay.
So for people of healthy people like you and me, probably we don't have any much issue in coping up with COVID, frankly speaking. At most, we will be having a bit of shortness of breath, tiredness, cough, and even seem like cold and even fever. But what we are most afraid of is when we bring this disease unknowingly to people with this existing condition. You're actually pushing them into their, I would say, deathbed much quicker.
Okay.
All right. So it's very important to do all the what the government has advised us to do, hand sanitizing, the control order, stay away from people if you are sick, and also wear a mask if you are sick.
Okay.
All right. How I cope with MCO? My retail is actually in Unisi Malaya Medical Center, and quite fortunately / unfortunately, they announced Unisi Malaya as a COVID center because they want to treat a lot of people.
Okay.
So being the retail inside there, of course, we are seeing more COVID patients. We don't know who will be coming into our retail shop. All right. There's one's happening that day that there's a confirmed case that comes to our retail shop. But because we do our due diligence, we were not being closed down.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So what we did sanitize regularly as much as 2 to 3 hours.
Every 2 to 3 hours. Okay.
Every 2 to 3 hours.
So when you mean sanitize regularly, just now you showed a picture of like a McDonald's with a door. So you're saying that you need to kind of like sanitize that every 2 to 3 hours.
That is recommended. I mean, that is what I practice.
Okay.
The government actually recommend otherwise. Much lesser.
Much lesser. Okay.
Yeah.
So that means that there will be using alcohol to wipe the door handles, and I think as you shared just now, the counters as well, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
That's the high traffic area.
Okay, high traffic areas. All right.
Yeah. All right. We limit the customers coming into the shop.
Okay.
All right. In the end, because of this issue, we actually stop people from coming into the shop. So we are at the moment selling the basic stuff only.
Right? Meaning to say, when you stop them coming to the shop, that means how does that affect your sales? As in they can't come in to browse and they've got to know what they need, or is it that you ask them from the outside what they need and then you just give it to them?
So imagine that my shop now has become a drive-through counter.
Okay.
I hope you can imagine that.
Yeah.
We have a lot of items in there. Then we pull the shutter halfway through.
Okay.
And we actually barricade the entrance to prevent people from coming in.
Oh, okay. It's okay.
Yeah. So all transactions are done outside the shop. So we are inside the shop, and the other transactions, partly of the customers are outside of the shop.
Okay.
So
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
so how does the customer communicate? Do they come by the shop and just order what they want in front of the opening that you have? Okay. Yeah. Can they like WhatsApp is there a special WhatsApp they can do to kind of say what they want, or is there a possibility of doing that as well?
Yes, I think we can definitely explore that. Thank you for the suggestion. At the moment, we have not set up that yet.
Okay.
So people are taking prescription, coming to our counter and tell them what they want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then we pick, and then dispense on the site, and then do the transaction via cashless.
Okay.
All right. If let's say they bring in notes, we actually use the basket.
Okay. And then
and then once transacted, once we have done the transaction and the
Yep.
change we put in the basket and hand it back to them.
Okay, so what do you do with the money that they? Cause I mean, people may joke about this or they find it funny, but really, what do you do with the money you receive? Them? Do you like douse it in alcohol or seriously what?
Frankly speaking, we don't. We just keep it aside before we hand it to the bank.
Okay, because I've heard that the virus can stay on surfaces like paper and cardboard for about 2 to 3 hours, right?
Some may up to 2 days. Yes, you're right.
Okay, maybe up to 2 days. Okay, wow, okay. All right. So yeah. So please continue. So you stop people from coming in stores. But this is not your only store, right? This is the outlet that is in University Malaya.
Yes, that's right. Where we
Okay.
are seeing increase, where this is a COVID treatment center. So any people coming in could be a COVID positive patient.
Okay, but in the outlet where your outlet is located right now, you are, if I'm not wrong, in the women's medical wing, right? So have they converted that to be a treatment center as well?
No, fortunately, it is not. However,
Okay.
people from other wards, they are free to travel.
Okay. So there's no restriction on that part.
No, at the moment, I don't see that.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
I believe that University of Malaya, they have done their part. Those that are doing treatment for the COVID patients, they try to limit their walking, but as humans, we just love to walk around.
That's true. Okay. So how about your other outlets? Yeah.
2 outlets. So what I've done is before we let the customers come in, we actually scan their temperature.
Okay.
Before we let them come in.
Okay.
So we scan for their body temperature, hands, eyes, and only let them in. And then for each time, we only let in a maximum of 5 people into our outlet for shopping.
Oh, okay. So do you, if you don't mind me asking, sorry, I've just so many questions. So do you greet them like 2 to 3 feet away from your store, or is it just at the door and then you scan them, or do you scan them like outside of your premises, the door? Or how does it go?
So before we even let them into our store, we have a bouncer out there.
Okay.
All right. We have our shop assistant taking the temperature. All right. Of course, we try. What I've told them is to stand at least about 2 feet away.
Okay. But how about your team? Do they undergo do you have like an SOP for them when they report to work every day?
Yep, it will be shown in the later part of the slides.
Okay, excellent. Sorry, I jumped the gun. Okay, please, yeah.
All right, fantastic.
Yeah.
Good question. Because these are all the questions that people have in mind to safeguard their family and also the rest of the shops.
Excellent.
Yeah. So yes, body temperature. If let's say we found that their body temperature is beyond 38 degrees, we actually ask them to go to see doctor, and we do not allow them to come in.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
This is actually to protect the our staffs and the future customers.
Okay.
All right. Guidelines by Ministry of Health for employer: ensure social distancing 1 meter apart from each other, and you are to provide and enforce hand washing.
Okay.
And you are to provide at least alcohol 70% hand rub for customers and staff.
Okay.
And you are to provide screening for all staff before they come in and report for work. All right, there's a template later on that you can download. I'll guide you where to take it.
Okay.
All right, for employee, please tell your employee to maintain good personal hygiene. All right, we used to like to share our meals and other cubicles. During lunchtime, we just love that chit chat.
Yep.
Right, it's highly encouraged to take meals at your own place, just in case that you are already able to operate your shop.
Okay.
Okay? Do frequent hand wash and alcohol rub. Food sharing is not recommended.
Okay.
All right. Workplace. Please disinfect the workplace regularly, because if, let's say, in the unfortunate event that there is a COVID case reported in the shop or in your outlet or in your office, the sanitization cost for 1,004 square feet is about 1,000 ringgit.
Okay.
All right. And for the rest of the staff, you have to quarantine for the next 14 days.
Straight away. There's no
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Because they are suspected as a high risk staff already.
Okay. I mean, but if that's the case, right? Like for example, we've read in the media that certain supermarkets have been affected and they had to shut down and sanitize. Does that mean like the whole supermarket, the whole team has to shut down and go into quarantine, or can they reopen back, or what? So.
Yeah, they have to shut down.
Oh, okay. They have to shut down. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So in the template that I've shared to team much earlier on, it's recommended that you reduce your staff by 50% and you alternate them. All right. What I've seen done by CMB Bank, I think is a very great practice. They split their team into 50%.
Okay.
All right. 50% work for week 1 and week 2, and then the next 50% work for week 3 to week 4. At least you have a workforce to rotate, just in case your whole team is, I would say, under compromise.
Okay, understand. So it makes sense to have to split your team into two, so that if either is compromised, then either can still carry on.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Right.
Great.
The technique of doing the COVID test takes at least 3 days.
Okay.
All right. But if you are, at the moment, what the guideline says is, if you are infected if you are infected, you have to get treated. If you are suspected to come in close contact with the infected person, you have to quarantine for up to 14 days. But for the first 3 days, if it's negative, meaning the test is done negative, then you still have to quarantine for the next 14 days.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Ooh. Okay. That's rough. So there is a lot of risk in fact in actually opening your store.
Yes, exactly. That's why online business is picking up quite a faster pace.
Okay. Yep.
Limit of contact. I'm sure Tim will be able to share with you a lot more insights.
Yeah. We'll definitely be able to share that. Yep.
Okay. No handshake policy. Make sure the customer comes in before sanitizing. Provide frequent hand wash for your staff, and change your meeting to Zoom call. And I found that for a small team, you actually can do a WhatsApp call. All person.
Okay.
If let's say you need them to travel, before traveling, if let's say going to a red zone area, I think they do not allow. All right. And also assess the benefit and risk. If let's say it's a huge deal for you, probably you can consider. If it's a very small deal, forget about it. Do via phone call. I think that should all the customers understand at the moment.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Considering giving them a small bottle of hand rub. Otherwise, they kena already, and then they come back to you and say, "Yeah lah, boss don't give hand rub," or "I cannot find the hand rub," or "I cannot find the face mask."
Okay.
All right. While traveling, place on face mask all the time and keep yourself sanitized. Avoid crowded areas. Raw meat, uncooked meat, avoid that. If let's say there is a develop of symptoms, go to your nearest hospital.
Okay.
Employees returning from traveling, observe for home surveillance. I have the form. Later I'll show you where to download it. And if you develop fever, cough, or difficulty in breathing in the next 14 days, you have to go to the hospital.
Okay.
All right. So this is a rough guideline, rough layout of an optical shop. Over here, you have to take temperature of the customers before you let them in.
Okay, yeah. So temperature checking at the door front, all right?
Yes. If let's say their temperature is beyond 38 degrees Celsius, please send them to the hospital.
I see. Okay.
All right. You can send them away lah. Don't let them come and infect the rest of the staff.
All right. So,
All right.
so I noticed that you have two red and 4 blue there in your layout. So, could you explain a little bit more? What's the difference actually?
All right. We are as a business owner, we are to provide hand sanitize before the customers come in.
Okay.
And before our staff start to work.
Okay.
All right. These are the high risk area. This will be the cashier. We need frequent sanitization. All right. But once again, if let's say we are only to provide 2 hand sanitizers available in the shop, if your customer is sitting down here, and they will definitely touch the specs.
Yes. Yep.
If let's say a person is COVID positive, but he is unknown, no developed symptoms, if he touch any of the tears, or even rubbing a bit of nose, that could have caused infection.
Okay.
Because he will be touching your glasses. All right. So it's recommended to ask them to hand sanitize before they touch their faces or touch their specs.
I see. Okay.
These are the proposed location by me.
Okay. So
Right.
so you recommend like for every station that has an interaction with the customer, you recommend before they touch to get them to sanitize their hands again.
That's the safest method. Yes.
Even though they have already sanitized at the door front.
Yes, that's right. Because once we have sanitized at the door front, we touch our faces very, very frequently, even more than what we know. So if we sneeze, it's quite obvious.
Okay.
But even if we touch our nose, there are some discharge unknowingly. That could cause an infection as well.
I see. Excellent. This is excellent advice. Okay.
Okay. Because one bottle of hand sanitizer, it does not cost much, but once there is a positive case, it will cost a lot to you.
Yeah, I think as you mentioned now, right, 1,400 square feet is 1,000 ringgit to sanitize the whole space.
The cost of not operating and quarantine your staff is actually more costlier. It's even costlier.
True. Okay.
And
Great.
an employer are to bear out the hospitalization cost of the staff if it's a COVID positive.
Okay.
Those that don't have medical company insurance, please look for one, because if there is a positive case, it'll be very costly.
Okay. I see. That's great advice.
Okay, disinfection products. We can use Dettol. Right, it's very cheap.
Okay.
We can also use Clorox. It's also very cheap. And this one, I would say, use it on high traffic flow area, or else you can use it for hand rub only. Okay, these two are relatively cheap compared to this one.
How much is a bottle of that? That's close to 1 liter ml.
One liter probably costs you about 15 to 20 ringgit ml, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And 1 cap of 20 mils, you can dilute to 400 ml of water. You can use it at those kind of DIY spray bottle.
Yep.
Spray, then rub.
Okay. So talk to me about that spraying and the rubbing thing. What about the cloth? Like should they throw it away every day, or should they also disinfect that cloth itself? Because you know how it is, right? They'll spray and they use the same cloth over and over and over again. What do you recommend? Best practice?
The best practice is at the end of the day, you just wash the cloth using the solution.
I see. Okay. Okay. Yep.
All right. So I move on.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. So personally, I would prefer Dettol to bleach. Although bleach is very, very cheap.
Okay.
All right.
Why?
One of
Why
the
so?
one of the reason is chlorine reduces air gases, and at some point of time, if you use it a lot, it may be of choking experience.
I see. Okay.
If let's say your retail outlet is of open air, you can use this. But it's very enclosed, then you can try this, but I would definitely recommend this.
Okay, that's a better option. But then also the whole outlet will smell like either Dettol or Clorox, whichever is the case.
But Dettol is probably a better smell, in my personal opinion.
Definitely, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
Okay,
so please continue. Yeah.
All right. Protective gloves. To me, this is a love and hate relationship. Glove, it protects against virus. All right. It gives you protection for the wearer. But what's the most important is the handling of the glove. If let's say you have handled, for example, you have received money, and that money has a COVID positive. All right, that person, the customer is unknowingly handing you the money with infected with COVID. You use the glove, and you do the transaction for the rest of the day. Okay, when you put on glove, you tend not to sanitize your hand because you think yourself is protected.
Okay.
All right, it's the false sense of alarm that I'm highlighting here.
Okay.
So if let's say we are doing our bare hands, we'll remember to sanitize very, very frequently.
All right.
But if we put on glove, we will say we are protected, And I've seen some people holding their wallets with doing transactions all over using the same pair of gloves without sanitizing.
Okay.
It's actually doing more harm than good.
I see. Okay, understand. Totally get it.
All right. Alcohol. WHO recommends 75% of alcohol. Acceptable range is beyond 65%. But as the alcohol content goes up, the more expensive it gets.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that comes to our end.
All right, excellent. So generally, what is there any like last bit of advice you want to give to us for us retailers who are thinking of opening our store? If you could give just one advice, what would it be?
One advice, I would say the thermometer checking part, the temperature checking part is very crucial.
Okay.
Who can come into your outlet?
Okay.
So I would say because of one person infected with COVID or one bad apple can affect you really bad.
I see. Okay. Understand. Sounds great. So thanks, Kelvin, so much. I think you want to share a little bit about you mentioned just now where they can find more information about you, or how can they contact you?
Oh yeah, this will be my Facebook page, My National Pharmacy Malaysia, or you can follow me personally, Kelvin Koay, registered pharmacist. I'll share a link with Tim on a Google form. After that, I'll be able to guide you through into a group.
Yeah. Great. So if they need to get any supplies, for example, from your pharmacy, could you also share with us your contact details, and then I'll also post it up in the group.
Oh, definitely. I'll share with you. Thank you so much, Tim.
Great. Thanks. It was a good
I'll give you a highlight on what will be in there in the group. So,
okay, great.
One template for screening, temperature screening.
Yeah.
One template for PIC, just in case that everyone pushing the blame, you just pinpoint out who should be sanitizing the outlet.
Okay.
All right. One template on suggestion placement of hand sanitizer.
Okay.
4 updates on by Ministry of Health. One hand washing technique charts. Print it out, stick it at your basin, in front of basin, and one video on how to put on face mask, because 80% of people are doing it wrongly.
Okay. Great. So let's send that to us, and then this is important stuff that I think retailers need to understand before they actually go through the opening for post MCO. Great, thanks so much, Kelvin. I think that's all the time we have this week for our session. So looking forward to talking to you again soon. Stay safe and all the best.
All right, stay safe, everyone. Thank you.
All right,
Thanks
thanks.
for inviting, team.